So this is the second solution video to this week's Preppin data, where I'll be calculating the conference wins, the home and away wins and losses as well. So that's these columns here, these three. So we're going to see how many times they've won against teams in their own conference versus how many times they've lost. Similarly, how many times they've won at home versus lost, how many times they've won away versus lost away. So in the solution, that's just this chunk here. So let's dive right into there. So we're starting from this stage where we've calculated the winners and the losing team. So to get information about the conference, we need to first of all join the team name onto the winning team. So then we'll rename that column as winning conference or W conference, for example. And similarly, we're doing exactly the same thing of just joining the team list onto now the losing team. So we get the information about that losing team. And we can see that we've always got the same number of records being taken through. So we're not ballooning out our data at any point with these joins. We're literally just bringing in that extra column to give us the information about what conference the winning and the losing team are in. So then we're just looking for a calculation that's telling us all the matches that have the winners being in the same conference as the losers. And we're just having a 1 or a 0 there, which then allows us to keep only the same, the matches where they were playing teams in the same conference. So we filter those out and we're left with 348 matches. And then we're just going to do some aggregating here to count. If they're a winner and they're playing a team in the same conference, then that's how many times they've won. And similarly for losing, joining those back together and just using a calculated field to calculate the comp. So we're just, those counting fields were automatically numbers, as you can see here. So we're just making them strings so we can add that little hyphen in between. And then we've calculated stat number 5, which is great. We've got how many times each team has won and lost against teams in the same conference. And we can see we've got our 30 rows, so we know we've got all the teams that we need. So great, now we move on to the home and away ones. So in this case, we're doing, we're just doing calculated field to say that if our loser was at home, then that would be a home loss. If otherwise, that would be an away loss because they weren't at home. So then we're just doing a nice simple aggregation to see how many times each of them have that win or that loss, home or away. So if we just take a little look at this here, then, for example, we've got, there we are, for one team, we've got the number of away losses and the number of home losses. So that would be better represented if we pivoted the data. So let's just have a look at that step. Now we have each loser, we've got 30 rows, so we've got a row for each team and their home losses and away losses. So that's kind of what we wanted to create there. And we do the same thing for wins down here. And so when we join everything back together, then we've just got a nice kind of, for each team, if I just select one team, then we've got their home wins, home losses, away wins, away losses, and it's simply a case of joining those all together to make those nice fields that we want in a similar way to how we did it for the conference. And we've created those extra 2 columns. So this one's nice and quick and quite easy. So hopefully that was easy to follow too.